Many of you have followed along on our journeys at the Whitetail Diaries deer camp here in Texas. Well, today, we're giving you a behind-the-scenes look into what all goes into maintaining a deer lease feeding program and more.
We've got a couple properties leased that we manage and work on all year round. We use them as a backdrop for a tremendous amount of our footage for our Whitetail Diaries, our deer gear, our Americana Outdoors. We use it for our product launches for people that we're working with. We use it extensively for testing, whether it's going to be a new feed for Record Rack or a new crossbow from TenPoint or whoever it may be. And we spend a lot of time out here, both in the off season and during the season. This particular property is not under the Texas Managed Lands program, but another one that we have is under that program. So it gives us a lot of options and opportunities. We've got whitetail deer here in abundance. This is a high density area. We have a lot of turkeys. We have some hogs. I think a lot of places in Texas have hogs. We try to eradicate them, but we can't keep up. We've got a lot of free-ranging exotics. This area of Texas, and I believe it's in part thanks to an extensive feeding program, lots of management, food plots that we do here, a little bit of water as well. We've got axis, we've got aoudad, we occasionally see black buck, fallow, sika. We've even got a few free-ranging red deer that pop up here. So at the end of the day, this makes it a very target-rich environment for all of our hunters, first-timers to experienced hunters that comes in. We're, all as a team carrying gear, moving things around. We're working on stands. We're working on moving water, pumping water. We've got cell cameras out everywhere. I mean, it takes an army to make everything happen. So what you're going to see is we're going to try to take some management deer that we need to. We've got to lower our carrying capacity here on the property. It's been really dry the last probably 6-7 months in this part of Texas. Rainfall rates are not bad. It's not like we're in a drought, but things have dried up. We had good rain up until about July, and then we've had basically nothing since then. The deer in the native forbs and forage, they were all over it. We saw some different, foraging habits basically coming out of the huge freeze that we had in February in this part of Texas, but the deer really look great this year. They've got their body weights are up, their mass is good. We're not seeing near as many broken tines. So that makes it for an exciting time of the year to go hunt. The highs are in the upper 70s, and we're even going to see the low 80s. The lows are upper 50s right now, and it's kind of created there's no need for them to come to the feeders. There's no need for them to come to food plots, any of the general food sources. They can eat a few bites. They're not burning a lot of energy to stay warm. So they're just kind of trolling around, starting to look for those first does that are coming into heat. And so it's making the hunting window a very tight, very slim one. And you don't get many opportunities when it's like this.
When we return, we'll join Jeff and Wade as they field test the TenPoint Nitro 505 crossbow out on a hunt. One fun aspect of our deer lease is that we use it to field test the latest hunting products. Now, in today's episode, Wade and his good friend Jeff Reynolds are field testing the TenPoint Nitro 505 crossbow.
A lot of times when me and Wade, when we get a chance to go hunting or fishing together, it's a lot of fun because there's really no pressure. He knows what he needs to do, I know what I need to do, and we just enjoy it. We have a lot of fun doing it. A lot of the equipment we have to use out here is prototypes. It's stuff that they send to us to test before they go out on the market where the consumer gets them and knows that they're ready to go. So, we're taking things out, using them, and just like the, crossbow, we're shooting it and taking shots that we know are lethal shots, but we want to see what that equipment will do. Is that bow strong enough to blow through both shoulders? Or, can I shoot at this range? What are the deer, how are the deer going to react to it? And that's just kind of what we do. I mean, that's fun doing.
We join Jeff in the blind as he's field testing the TenPoint Nitro 505 crossbow, as he's out on a hunt this morning for whatever he can find to fill the freezer.
So the hunting scenario, you know, in that box blind that Jeff and I are in, I mean, it's a really neat setup. It's one of the muddy blind penthouses. It's got a ton of room. Some of the things I really took away from it was how big and how wide those windows are, but on the flip side of that was how narrow and easy to maneuver the TenPoint Nitro 505 that we were field testing was. I mean, Jeff had no problem moving from side to side as I kind of tried to dance behind him with the camera, whether he was trying to shoot, you know, from inside the blind out through the window or just sticking the crossbow out. I mean, he had a ton of room to be able to get in a position, and that's what you want. And, you know, the narrow compactness of the crossbow kind of made it easier, but those big windows in the muddy blind were pretty impressive as well.
I'm not gonna shoot, I'm just looking. That's a big doe right there, yeah. You see which one I'm talking about? Yep, ready. You're ready. I think she went down right there on the edge. That bow's so fast, I don't know where I hit it. Golly. Man, it is so much fun. We come out this morning, you know, me and Wade always try to get a chance to hunt together. We're always fishing together, and I'm normally filming him, but he's like, man, come on. He said, let's go hunt. Take the new TenPoint out. And this is the TenPoint Nitro crossbow. By over 500 feet per second. I mean, it is blistering fast. I know I was on the shoulder of that deer. It was like musical chairs this morning. And we done said, you know, we're going to shoot whatever. A lot of does we need to take off this ranch. But I mean, if a good bug comes in, or, I mean, it's South Texas. There's no telling what you might see. And I pretty much had the green light for anything, so I was ready. But that doe, they just kept moving around, couldn't get on one, and finally she got out there, and Wade was like, I'm ready. And she kind of turned a little bit, kind of quartered to me just a hair. So instead of just waiting, I just put it on her shoulder, because I know this thing will blow through both shoulders, and I know if I hit her in the shoulder, it's going to be good, but I think that's where I hit. We'll give her a little bit of time. I seen her go right over down in this old dry pond, and I never did see her come back out, so I think she's down right there, but we'll give her a little bit of time and see. That is so much fun. I love shooting with a crossbow. That hole's right in the shoulder, right where I was aiming. I mean, she ran 40 yards, piled up. TenPoint Nitro crossbow. 505. In 505, in layman's terms, very, very fast. She never knew what hit her. We're gonna take her back and get her dressed up and put her in the cooler, and let's go get the RMAX and get her loaded up, Wade. Get her back to camp.
After the break, we'll take a close look at the feeding program we've implemented here on our Deer Lease and a new product from our friends at Record Rack. As we continue highlighting our Deer Lease here in Texas, let's join Wade as he gives us insight on the feeding program he's chosen to attract game to the area.
One topic that I'm a big believer in is supplemental feed for wild game. As I began to hunt out here, I saw the power of kind of supplemental feeding, doing things in an area to increase our carrying capacity. And the reason I like to do it is I want to see more game. I want to be more successful in my hunting trips, and I want to have a chance to grow bigger deer as well. You know, at the end of the day, I want to use a feed that's designed for whitetail, to be fed to whitetail and exotic animals, and find a blend that's going to work in a variety of situations. Gravity on-demand feeders are something we use out here. That's That's this part of the world's food plot, because we don't have farming, we don't have native corn and crops that are growing, so we need something so that those deer can come in just like they do to a farmer's field. And so we use gravity-fed feeders, feed 16 to 20% antler plus type feed that comes from Sportsman's Choice and Record Rack. The deer love that, as well as other species. We feed a lot of corn. Texas is well known, as many states are now, to have a corn feeder that's on a timer to help attract them. That's get them set on certain patterns. But recently, Record Rack and Sportsman's Choice has come out with something called the Spin Cast, and it's a mix of both worlds that I begin to use in certain feeders that I've found that the deer and wild game really enjoy. This feed here, it's specifically designed to be fed to whitetail deer and a variety of exotic species as a supplement. I mean, this is a supplement, to when the natural forage or your habitat is stressed, and it works great. And you can see the corn mix in there, and you can see the smaller pellets. Now, these are gonna help flow through the feeders, a whole lot better than some of the bigger protein pellets that are available on the market. And they've got a little bit of treatment to be a little more water resistant, in a sense, would be the best analogy I could have, because the pellets tend to swell when they get a lot of moisture, and that causes problems, with gumming up. But if you can find the right mix, which I believe that they have here at Sportsman's Choice, you're gonna find an ability to mix this into your feeders and increase the nutritional value in a lot of areas. And like I said, I'm not afraid to just throw it out on the ground. And as with any feeding program, you've got to find the perfect balance for your property. It's not something that I think you're just gonna go throw out and find magic results. There is no magic dust out there. A lot of people will tell you that, you can do that and it's gonna work. You can pour this powder or that mix out and then the world's just gonna come beat a path to your door. That's not true. Through science, through testing, through time, companies like Sportsman's Choice here, the Record Rack, they have found ways through field work to be able to say, man, this is gonna work. If you give it time and you let the deer and your introduced species, your exotic game, learn what it is and get on the program, you're gonna see benefits. And when those times of stress, the natural forage and the habitat, they really need that extra bump to be able to, hold a good carrying capacity. And so yes, you're gonna have a great herd and down the road, some successful hunts.
Learn more about the Record Rack feed at recordrack.com. Hey, when we return, we'll join Wade and Jeff as they head out to hunt on the Deer Lease. Stay tuned. One of the most exciting things about a deer lease is being able to hunt new areas with your buddies. So to wrap up this episode, we'll join back up with Wade and Jeff as they hunt an area along a creek they've never hunted before, but shows some promising signs.
Pretty excited about this hunt. We're sitting on just an old creek here. We've been kind of looking at this spot for a while. The weather's been super hot. I mean, it's nearly 80 degrees right now in December. That's even hot for Texas, so deer are not moving that much. So naturally, you would think they would be close to water, just being so hot. As you can see across, there's two trails going straight up that hill, and they're really using the other side of this creek really good. I mean, there's just a beat-out trail through there. We thought it'd be a cool place to set. And, I mean, there's pigs in here, there's whitetail. I mean, we don't know what we might see, but we're not real picky this evening. I mean, pig comes in, he's definitely in trouble. Whitetail, maybe a doe, I mean, anything. We're hunting, and that's what's exciting about this. Sometimes people get caught up on hunting a certain deer. I mean, we're just hunting whatever we see. I'm gonna be excited to shoot anything with this 10-point nitro bow. I was fortunate enough to shoot one earlier with this bow, shoot a doe and see what it is lightning fast, blew right through the shoulder. I mean, I'm pretty excited, confident in what I'm shooting. Got the bog pod set up here for a good steady res shooting this far. As you can see in a minute, when I lock it down, it don't move. If I miss, it'll be the wind or something. I never said it's gonna be me, because I mean, surely I would make a mistake. No, it's definitely calm right now, no wind blowing it off, but we're gonna get settled in, just see what happens. I've got Wade on the camera, trying to make him do a little work, if he don't make too much noise. Smoke that sucker. Did you see the blade coming out? I can see the lighted knock over in the ground. I mean, that thing, this crossbow's unbelievable. I mean, we've said it before, but 505 feet per second. That was a 37-yard shot. I just ranged it with these binoculars, Cabela's binoculars, got a rangefinder built in. And I thought, I mean, I wasn't even worried. I mean, I just felt like I'm just gonna blow right through them shoulders, just like I did on another one that I killed with this bow. Man, I mean, when I shot her, when she run off, I could see the blood coming out the other side. Yeah, I don't think she went far. Golly, I'm telling you, this is just, I can't describe it. This crossbow is something else. Now, that's not a sales pitch. I mean, this is unbelievable how fast this thing is. You know, everybody likes to hunt with different stuff too, but for me, I don't care. I know Wade's the same way. We like hunting. It's all about the hunt. It's not as much about the kill. I mean, that was a lot of fun. That's gonna be meat in the freezer. But we're gonna remember this for a long time just cause sitting on a creek, we don't get that many chances, especially in South Texas, set anywhere around water, but to sit on this creek, beautiful spot. We're sitting here looking at a big old school of bluegill down there. Wade had to mention about 1.5 pound bass swimming through there, so I'm thinking, I wish I had a fishing pole, could fish and hunt at the same time, but man,
That was awesome.
dude, was that fun or what?
I don't like those smart ones.
No, she would run a hunt on a big buck in a heartbeat.
With Jeff's second doe on the ground, let's end this episode with some tips from Wade when it comes to doe management.
You know, it's important to harvest does. Does are something that, you know, I like to shoot 2 does for every buck that we harvest on any property that we're hunting on. And it's just to balance the herd. You know, too many people make the mistake of not shooting all the does that they need to, and it overstresses the property, and I think it makes it harder to even see the bucks, because if there's a lot of bucks and does on your property, but there's more does, 5 does to every 1 buck, that buck's got a target, lots of does to go chase during the rut, and he doesn't need to come out into the wide open, generally where most people are hunting.
That'll do it for this episode of the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries. Yeah, we'll see you next time.